school, I didn't necessarily end up thinking I'd find a career in care, but I found myself as a kitchen assistant at age 17, and I really loved the difference that I could make to people's lives. I got promoted quite quickly to a care assistant, as we were called back then, and then I moved on to being a support worker. And I just found it so rewarding working in care. It sounds cliche to say that you want to make a difference, but actually I did want to make a difference. I loved the fact that I could really see how people developed, how people grew, how people learnt new skills. I just found it a really, really rewarding role. And also the fact that you can do things that you get paid for doing, things like supporting people to go to the cinema or to go to work or those sorts of things. There's not many jobs where you can get that kind of satisfaction, do things that you really, really enjoy at the same time as supporting somebody. Recently, I met somebody we support who lives in Wales, and she was telling us she'd recently moved to Dimensions from another provider, maybe around a year ago, and she was really clear about the changes that have happened in her life. She talked about her money and about how it was her money, and it was her money to decide what to spend it on, which is absolutely right. She talked about the things that she was doing now, working as a volunteer in a charity shop, things that she'd wanted to do but hadn't been available to her before for whatever reason. I'm always struck by how compassionate people are, by how committed people are, by the really good relationships I see between our support workers and the people that they support. The people that I talk to tell me that's why they do it. It's rewarding, they get a lot of job satisfaction. And the difference about support work is it's about supporting people to do what they can for themselves. Caring for somebody implies a different kind of relationship, a different power imbalance, whereas support very much sets out, it's about supporting that person to do as much as they can, to be independent and to do the things that they want to do with their lives. So that's the difference. It's about doing something with somebody, not doing something for somebody. There's a lot of potential for people. So actually people when they're younger, there's all sorts of things they want to achieve still. They might have a drive to go out and get a job. They might want to learn how to travel on their own, all sorts of different things. So that ambition that's there for younger people, the same for anyone that's younger. People really want to progress and do things differently. The other difference I'd say for a lot of people is about the way that services are designed for younger adults with learning disabilities or autism. So people tend to live often in smaller settings. They might live with 2 or 3 friends in a house. They might have their own flat. Their support is very much wrapped around that individual person's needs. So actually we get commissioned for a certain number of hours support for that individual person, and we provide it around them and around what they need and what their ambitions and dreams are. We've all got things that we enjoy doing. I'm an Aston Villa football fan. If I was a support worker and I was working in Birmingham, there might be somebody who really loves Aston Villa too, someone that they support. Actually, the idea of staff matching is you put somebody with the same interests wherever possible with the person we're supporting. So how brilliant is that? You get to go to work and do your job and do something that you really enjoy at the same time. Might not be football, might be fishing, might be bowling, it might be going for long walks. But what we try and do is match people with those same interests, because it makes the life of the person we support much better, but even more so it makes the life of our colleagues better, because you're doing something you enjoy and you've got a shared interest. It's really great. Pay is always going to be a challenging issue, I think, in our sector. I want to be really clear that in Dimensions we do all that we can to put pay into the front line, including giving evidence of things like the Health Select Committee to government on the issues around pay and funding. It's really important to understand that Dimensions is a not-for-profit organisation. That means that we do make a small surplus every year, but whatever we can put back into frontline pay for our colleagues, we do. What I would say about support work though is there's no other job where you get the same level of satisfaction and reward from it. So actually the feeling that you get from really having made a difference in someone's life, seeing somebody achieve all sorts of amazing things, is really, really rewarding. The other thing is the way that support work can fit around your life. So actually if you've got a family, if you've got children, if you want to work part-time, those opportunities are there, and we'll do what we can to help that work for you, around you and your family.